we can pick up from there. In the upside down room that you see before you with a dwarf standing on the table. Thea, you are meditating in this blessed silence, basking in your religious fervor as you dedicate yourself again to the service of the Dawn Lord.
My goodness. There goes the camera.
Oh. All right, so what say you kids? What you doing? What you want to do? How about I put you on the map so you guys can see? That sound like a good idea? Let's try that.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, let's try that. Wouldn't that be helpful? Wouldn't that be special?
Could we look in this door over here? I remember that being the silent room.
Yep.
And the one that we're in, was that the reading room? Is that where we found the book?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And just to kind of refresh you, let me give you the description again in there. An upside-down table sits in the middle of this room, and books are scattered around it. Clinging to the bowed outer wall is an upside-down fireplace. Along that same wall is a window with nothing but hard-packed earth beyond it. And the upside-down scones waiting for upside-down tea to be dunked into.
John.
Yes, I know. I'm making fun of myself.
Scones. Scones.
That's the tea reference. No, I don't believe you have looked inside of... inside the room with Thea, though. That room contains the shattered remains of a desk and some chairs.
I think there's some other doors we haven't gone and checked out. I think I did look there because on the other side of that door, I believe it's collapsed.
Yeah.
I think I did check that out. It was collapsed on that side of the door.
Well, as Filbert, as you look inside, yeah, you see that the inside is the passage is choked with rubble and ice. But give me a perception as you look in there, Filbert.
A perception. $25.
Ooh. Partially buried under the rubble is a human skeleton. You move some of the debris, and you see that there are it wears some kind of tattered robes. It has clearly been here for quite some time, Filbert. The robes are so damaged with long cold that they're brittle to the touch, and they're difficult to make out even the color. They've kind of muted into a kind of generalized gray of old age. You notice that the one of the bony fingers is missing.
Which finger?
It's left hand ring finger.
Oh. It may have been married. That's a shame. I closed the door and turned back into the room.
I'm gonna check out this other door down here. Pretty sure it goes to the same place, but I'm gonna check it out anyway.
All right. Hang on, I accidentally closed all of my windows. All right. Okay, so opening up that door, it takes a little bit of effort, but with your size and your ample strength, you're able to kind of wedge it open and push it kind of over to the debris that's blocking it. And inside, there looks like it used to be some kind of staircase, but you looking up, you can see that there is it's choked above you with debris, and where, you're looking at it upside down, so it's kind of a trippy kind of thing. And you look and you see where it should be going upwards, or to you down, is also kind of choked off, with only just a little bit of open area here in the midst of the two that shows that it is indeed at one point was a staircase.
All right. I don't see anything else. It's like it's basically just all rubble.
Yeah, and hang on, let me open it up for you, because I'm really out of practice here with Roll20. So apologies. Boop.
All right. Okay, so back over here. I'll just kind of stand at the doorway here and make sure nothing comes out of the tunnel.
Okay. So you finish up. You guys kind of all are kind of relaxing. Winzira, are you doing anything during this hour that Thea's in there meditating on the nature of dawn and piety and pretentiousness?
I hate this thing. I just pulled an animal out of my bag of tricks.
Okay. Roll it up. What is that? Do tell.
A dire wolf.
All right. So Filbert, you're kind of slumped down and in a relaxed state, kind of thumbing through the book. You don't really notice overtly Winzira doing much of anything. At one point she's kind of picking out crap out of her ear, flicking it around. At some point, though, suddenly you hear a loud kind of like and look up to see just in time a large direwolf manifest itself. In the process, it kind of knocks over, not over, but moves the table that's been laying on the ground upside down like that. It kind of gets shifted around. It kind of walks over to you and sniffs at you a little bit, looking down, to you the size of a horse.
Hi, doggy.
I found a puppy.
You did. What's his name?
Look at the size of that thing comparatively.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey?
So, Thea, you hear nothing. being in a room enchanted to be silent. Kaz, you probably do hear suddenly, more movement going on in the other room.
I'll peek my head in. Where the hell did that come from?
It's a magic trick.
Magic trick. So it's yours?
Yeah, his name's Jeffrey.
Okay.
Jeffrey, I want you to scare Thea when she comes out of that room right there. Just scare her. Don't need to bite her.
Maybe you just have it peek its head in there and stare at her intently.
That's a good idea. I climb on its back and slowly open the door.
I'm like every night it is, and so is the morning.
But we don't hear any of
No.
it.
Amazing.
So as the wolf is kind of approaching up, it growls and gives a large low. You can hear it. You can actually feel it, Windsor, as you're sitting on its back. But as soon as it sticks its head through the door, there you can't hear any of it. But you do turn to see a head, roughly the size of a large basket. Oh, dire wolf, stick its head through the door. Perhaps give an intelligence check to see if you're think you're being attacked, or if you realize that you do have a bag of tricks in the party, and
That's a saving.
Oh, sorry.
so it's up to you. Well, it would have been the same anyway, straight checker thing. So it's up to you if you think how you'd react. But so Jeffrey the direwolf has now joined the party.
I mean, I definitely would have jumped and probably gone, ah, but you didn't hear any of that. So I was like,
Yep. And a tree and a tree just fell in the woods.
yeah.
Or did it?
I scare her.
Good job.
Good job, Jeffrey. I mean, hold on. Pull his head out. Good job, Jeffrey.
I pull some of my rations from my little pouch, and I'm like,
It licks you in, Zira, and it this big giant tongue hits you from about your knees and slowly to the point where it almost lifts you off the ground. You now have big slobber dripping from your face, but you are grinning like a crazy person because you like it so much. Like that. Yee!
All right.
Good stuff.
All right.
Are we ready to continue down?
I don't hear anything yet because
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like peek out, and again, I threw some some rations.
I'm gonna look down the hole, see if I can see the floor with my dark vision down the hole. Make sure there's nothing.
Okay. Roll for me a perception.
You're a percent.
17.
All right. Looking down through the hole, it's actually you have a relatively quiet of Thea being inside a silent room and the dire wolf's head being in there. Generally, you don't have the normal ruckus that you are grown accustomed to. So you actually, with your 17 perception, you hear something moving around. And as you look, you see a large shape in the darkness move. It appears to be roughly reptilian in nature, but pretty decent size. Moving around in a room with hang on. I just lost I touched a button and all of a sudden all my stuff went away. Where's my notes? Son of a bitch. That's Jeffrey. He doesn't like it. Okay, so you look up and looking down with your dark vision, you can see that there are two tables kind of in the room in various states of being knocked over and sideways. You see broken chairs. You see shattered plates on the floor. One of the tables is overturned. One's on its side. And you hear kind of the scraping noise through this kind of debris on the floor. And as you look, you see crawling out from behind one of the tipped over tables what is clearly, you can tell, is some kind of reptilian thing. But as it comes out further, you can see it's a hulking 8-legged reptile with glowing eyes.
Ooh. Can I make a check to see if I can figure out that that's a basilisk?
Go ahead and give a nature check. Yeah.
20.
You can indeed recognize this as a basilisk. And you would know that they are renowned to be dangerous because of their petrifying gaze.
Yeah. Oh. I will pop my head back up, and did it seem like it noticed me at all?
I will let you know in just a second. No, it actually, you weren't trying to be stealthy, but it still did not recognize you.
Okay.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
I believe it's chain.
Just a chain, like full chainmail?
Yeah, chain.
Chainmail, yeah.
Let's see.
So it looks like this, right? I gotta fix.
No, I would say that you're okay. You're okay. Yeah, its passive perception is a little bit less than average. So, and you're above it, and it's much harder to notice things above you.
Okay. I'm going to turn to Filbert and just motion to quietly into the next room, back into the room over here, and I'm going to step through. And then as soon as he comes through, I'm going to try to shut that door.
Yep, which does close because it was closed when you found it.
Yeah. And then I will explain the fact that there is a basilisk down there and ask if they know what a basilisk is and what it does, what it can do.
Am I still in the room blocked by the wolf?
Yep. Staying there.
Thanks.
There is a lizard-like creature down there with 8 legs called a basilisk. Do you guys know what a basilisk is?
No.
Does an owl bear shit in the woods?
What's that?
Shit comes out your butt.
Well, they are particularly
It
nasty.
does.
They are. If we go down there, we have to be careful not to look at it. You have to. You cannot. If your eyes lock with its, there's a chance you may turn to stone. Be petrified into stone. So it's a particularly nasty little beast.
And if you're playing 2E and you fail your one chance, then that's the end of your character.
Yeah.
Yep.
We get 2 chances now, right?
Weren't there like a bunch of like statue dudes before we came in?
No, there were statues, but they weren't. They didn't look like they.
Yeah, statue.
I think they were like those.
The old man boggled, overcome by art.
But so if we're going to go down there, we have to be very careful as to not if we attack it, not look at it.
How are you supposed to attack something that you can't look at?
It's not easy.
Oh, that's easy peasy.
You just kind of swing for the fences and hope for the best.
All right, so
Is there any other way that we can go to avoid this basilisk?
I found a stairway, but it's blocked with rubble.
Could you smash the rebel?
Do I got a sense that it might be loose enough for me to? Or did it look pretty packed?
seems like an awful lot of work.
What if it leads to the same exact room?
Good chance.
Yeah.
Wanna go bet?
So, jump down and kill it. How many were there?
I only saw the one.
Okay, jump down and see if there's more.
I'm going to be trying to, if I go down there, I am going to be basically making myself blind. Like, I'm not gonna look at it. That's for sure.
Well, have we explored all of the routes around here, and this is the only open route?
Yeah, I've looked around the whole place.
Mickey, I can't hear you. Nothing.
I should have done it right.
Yeah.
Would you unplug it, plug it back in again?
Yeah, and while it wasn't working, I did the record on this little app that I'm using, and you should hear the nasty sound it was making. That it recorded, it was like, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, John, or I'm sorry, Kaz, you know that you can avert your eyes.
Yeah.
And as long as you don't look directly into it, you'll be okay. And you've attacked other things in the dark and whatnot, so it is possible, even if you were to fight, you could do so without opening your eyes.
It'll just be a little harder to hit. But
Yeah, you'd roll at disadvantage.
yeah, roll at
Not to be meta or anything.
What about the rubble?
Yeah, because I had asked, did the rubble seem packed when it for the staircase? Yeah, there's.
I mean, you didn't try to move anything or whatnot, but it definitely looks like
it'd be a job to try to clear it
I
out.
was thinking maybe if you just smacked it a couple times, like, yeah.
So if we're going further down this rabbit hole,
I don't want to fight a basilisk.
And I will say this: with your 17 perception, you can clearly make out a door not too far into the room from where you are. And in fact, I'll give you this. Now, you're not technically here.
okay.
You're above here.
Okay.
But
And
looking
there's-
down into the room, that's what you can see.
That we didn't. But is that where the basilisk is?
Yeah, that's where the basilisk is.
But you can see that there is a door here.
Yeah, there is a door right behind where we dropped down.
And I will show you this. As you were watching, it was clearly kind of doing this kind of pacey.
Okay. So, I mean, we can, if you want, we can jump down, see if we can get through the door that's right there.
Before it turns itself to statues?
Well, as long as you don't look at it in its eyes, that's not going to happen. I mean, there is even a small chance that you won't turn to stone if you do look at it in its eyes, but I wouldn't.
Ooh, I'm gonna try something. I don't have to. I just don't look in its eyes, right?
Yeah, just don't look at it. Don't look into it. You gotta avert your gaze from it, because if it turns and looks at you, there's a possibility you may turn to stone.
How far is the floor from the hole?
12 feet. I want to say.
Kaz, I'm gonna need you to lower me down so I can peek at the basilisk.
Okay.
Lower me down quietly.
Okay. I can try to do that.
And then if it works,
You with and guide your hand.
So I guess I will do a
and if this works, we only have a minute to get through that door, okay?
wearing heavy armor. Any stealth check is. So I guess I will try to stealthily lower her down.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll stealth at disadvantage, just because you're at disadvantage. But
Yep. So 8 plus 3, so 11.
okay.
Lovely.
So as Kaz holds, basically holding you by your ankles, dips you down into the hole as you kind of like squats over the top of it, lowering you down like a sumo squat, and dangles you now, all 3 feet of you, precariously, is hanging down probably about 8.5, 9 feet above the ceiling floor, as you see this basilisk kind of slowly kind of moving about.
I'd like to try to cast Phantasmal Force on him.
All right. So hanging upside down now. And all I'm picturing, just as the breaking of the immersion, I'm sorry for this, but all I'm picturing is that Thunder Road, Mad Max, the guy with the guitar.
Yeah.
As you now are hanging upside down and you pull out this lute, and you kind of strike a and begin to cast Phantasmal Force. What will our basilisk friends see here? when you do
So,
cast this.
I want him to see something. Where the door's open. Something in this corner
Okay.
that's like a big chubby guy with a little sword that's poking him.
All right. So it must make a wisdom save.
Intelligence.
Oh,
save.
intelligence. I'm sorry. Even better.
No!
Unbelievable. It has an intelligence of 2. It's
I
a
rolled a
ne-
20.
It has a -4. I don't know. We'll take that first roll though. Let's take the first roll. Right? I shouldn't get to re-roll it because I added the wrong thing. So,
So 16
it's
minus 4?
16 minus 4, so a 12. Yeah, you shouldn't be penalized for me getting to roll twice because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I would hold you guys to that. No,
Yeah.
I mean, let's be fair. I absolutely would. All right. So you kind of, the basilisk kind of seemingly hears a noise over in the corner and turns and begins to go over there and attempts to bite at something that seems to be moving always just a little bit out of reach. Always just a little bit out of reach. All right. It now moves over to the corner. And as you say, you have a minute.
He also takes 6 points of psychic damage.
Who does? You do? Or it does?
He does.
Okay. Yeah, as it sees the fat, chubby guy poke him with this tiny little, almost, it feels like it should be like a rubber sword. It's so this goofy little thing flopping around. Yet when it sticks him, it hurts. And he lets out another roar. Like, oh, what the hell? And now he's enraged, and he seems to be kind of attacking it all along this edge of this fireplace that it sees this.
Hurry up!
Everyone roll for initiative. Since that actually is an attack on said basilisk, we will move in initiative at this point.
Yeah. You gotta go for two.
Kicking our ass in fucking initiative. Everybody
Getting
except for
distracted.
Silver.
You guys are so pokey. Gotta be on your toes. Spry.
All right, Filbert.
For
So,
Lord.
standing over the top, and you'll have to forgive me here, Kaz. I'm going to put you back up here.
Okay.
So, you see him standing there dangling Winzera down into this hole. You can now hear clearly the roaring of an enraged basilisk who's having a imaginary battle, or a real battle with an imaginary chubby, balding, ruddy-faced man with a rubber sword.
Is this like a straight down tunnel or like a curvy
Yeah,
kind of
it's
tunnel?
no, it's like it's a carved out hole in the in between the two floors. So
Alright.
you could certainly drop. You might take a little bit of damage.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drop.
Yeah, bro.
You get 6 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just jumping down the hole.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check. Let's see how you do.
Athletics, eh?
If you'd like, actually, I would give you the option. You can take an athletics check to do a superhero landing, or if you want to try to do a tuck and roll kind of scenario, go ahead and give me acrobatics. Yeah, well,
Yikes.
yeah, maybe you should have stuck the landing.
Well, the athletics is a +0. I have a +7 in acrobatics.
So you go to try to time a tuck and roll and don't quite do it right. And so you land badly on your shoulder. And you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, man.
Don't you have uncanny dodge?
I do, but isn't that from an attack? Uncanny dodge. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, you might be able to take it. You're right. It might only
When an
be for
attacker
attack.
that you can see hits you with
it's
an
an
attack.
attack. It's an attack.
Yeah.
My bad.
Monks have the slow fall.
That's what it is. That's the ones. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So you have to put me on the map, or can I move to
No,
another?
I get you.
thing?
Hang on, I did something wrong here. Why is it doing that? That's weird. All right, so you land there. And you can see. And I apologize for the rest of you moving the map on you into darkness.
Fine.
I would like to.
Rage? You can't. You're not a.
Yes. Halfling rage. Pop the door open with a free action.
Let me double check. Yep,
If it's unlocked. Anyway.
it is unlocked, and you don't see any traps going off.
Poke my head in there. I see it's a hallway, so I'll step back and I'll just draw my bow and aim it at the basilisk. If it starts coming at one of me or my party members, I will take a shot at it, and I will cover them as they get into the hallway.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Does the basilisk take more damage on its turn, or does it roll a
think
saving
so.
throw? I don't have
Yeah.
Phantasmal Force up in front of me.
I think it's each turn.
Yeah, I think it rolls a check every turn.
Yeah, check.
It uses an action.
Each round on your turn. On your turn. Okay.
Wow.
It deals. Okay, so it does. It gets another check. All right. Where's my basilisk? Intelligence. Even with me rolling high, gotta love that intelligence at 2. What a good choice of freaking spells to cast on it. Nope, it looks very much. It's fine. Pudgy fat baker, I will eat you. Ah.
Boy, it's so weird.
Excellent.
And it just attacks and yeah, it's fully focused on that and does not perceive Filbert at all. All right, so Winzira, it is your turn now. So roll your damage on your phantasm as your baker stabs him again with a rubber sword, but somehow it hurts. The rubber hurts. It bends. It doesn't seem to go in, but my God, what is that? It's not exactly how the spell works, but it's good comic relief. And it would have
I am imagining him as like the like animated like Studio Ghibli style chubby person.
Yeah, but the rubber though it bends, it got him in the eye. That's what it is. It feels like it got poked in the eye with it, so that's why it actually does the damage. Okay, so you're now dangling with loot in hand, watching the basilisk attack your phantasm. What are you gonna do?
Please let me go. And I'm gonna try to land on my feet.
Superhero? Cool.
Superhero.
All right, athletics, baby.
Well,
When Zero watching the halfling kind of try to like acrobatically dive forward, says none of that. Tucks her loot underneath, and oh, she's upside down, gets dropped. You see her land, and poof, loot in hand, and using her legs in a 3-point stance, lands perfectly in a superhero landing. Sticks it. You take no
Yes.
damage. The
you all saw that, right?
the DC was 12.
Okay. Then I'm actually gonna go up and stab it.
Wow. Where's your dog?
Maybe. Let's find out. I don't.
So you go to stab at one of its back legs. It's got 6 of them as it's kind of moving about. But your rapier just deflects right off of the thick natural hide of the basilisk. It does no damage.
Cool. You guys can attack him for a little bit. I'm gonna go out in the hallway, maybe. 5, 5.
Did you say anything to your dog?
As my bonus action, I will. I
Okay.
want to see what's in the hallway first.
Okay. So you step out, use. You probably. No, you didn't fall prone. So yeah, you've got 5, 10, 15. All right. So yeah, you've got half your movement to get to there.
From the door, I'll be like, "Come on, Jeffrey!"
It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Where's my Jeffrey? I forgot. Jeffrey goes on your turn, yeah?
Yep.
Yes.
So Jeffrey bounds down, squeezes through the hole, and lands. And he takes a good hard look at the basilisk and growls. Bristles.
Better man.
So, did you just tell him? So he just wanted him to come down?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Filbert, you kind of have to scamper a little bit to kind of lean over and still have a line on the basilisk. It did not attack anybody, so I think with the wording of your held action, I don't know. You tell me. Was your intent if it was attacked to attack, or if you're waiting to see if it came at anybody? Whatever your intent
No,
was.
it was if it came at one of us.
Okay. Okay.
So
you
it attacking the phantasm is not going to trigger it. If it comes
Okay.
after one of the party members, yes.
Yep. Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure I had it correct.
You got it.
All right. So Jeffrey is going to hold position there. Yeah, Thea or Winzira? Or do you want him to come follow you into the hallway?
There's fine. There's not enough space in the hallway right now.
It would be tight. All right, there. So all of a sudden, everybody runs out of the room, and now you hear a commotion going on, a ruckus, if you will. They've started the party without you.
Always. So I'm gonna find. Huh? 15, I guess. Peek down the hall. How deep does that hole look?
It's about 12 feet from where you're standing down to the floor below.
Alright, I'm gonna jump down.
All right.
Fail.
Mostly looking kind of like a, not a superhero landing, but kind of a bird that's been shot on the wing as it kind of flutters down. And you kind of miss time and take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you slam down into the ground. And unfortunately, failing it by that much, by more than 5, you you land and you're prone. So let me move you.
Well, I only moved half my movement to get there, so there's that.
Yep. Actually, hang on a second. Let me take that all back.
Big honk.
Yeah. Did I land on the wolf?
You did land on the wolf. So instead, you bounce off of the wolf, but your athletics was so low that you do fall down, but you take no damage because of the wolf breaking your fall.
That's what you get, Jeffrey.
So you are still prone, but the wolf broke your fall.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to stand up.
Okay. Now you have an action,
I know.
so you can dash and get out of the room, or
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
you could also take the dodge action. All right.
Now
Instead, you good, very good. You probably have more. Yeah, you got quite a bit more. There you go.
Door. So. And then, what does she want?
I don't. No, we're gonna be playing for a long time still. You need to go play. You should shut up.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Okay. Cool. Nicely done.
Boing! That's what you get.
All right, Kaz. You've now dropped the goblin down the hole. You've seen the rest of your party all drop down.
Yep. I will drop down.
On stool.
Kaz, give me a straight.
Oh, sorry, what?
No, that's fine. The acrobatics is fine.
I clicked
Because
the
of
wrong one.
because of your size, you're able to kind of hold on to the edge and dangle and drop,
Yeah.
and it's only 5 feet, so you wouldn't take any damage.
Okay.
And with an acrobatics, which is what I would think you would use for this anyway, you don't fall prone. You're able to land and not fall on the dire wolf that you can see clearly below you. So you're able to drop down now. To the sight of a room filled with a large direwolf and a basilisk trying to bite the air in front of a fireplace.
I will step up 5 feet. I'm gonna smack it twice, and then use the rest of my movement to go out the door.
He's distracted.
All right, go ahead.
I was here to say you guys can fight it if you want. I like smashing things.
I did say that.
Yep. So,
Oh, and since it's technically in its mind flanked,
Yeah.
I think your 28 definitely hits, as does your 18. So go ahead and roll them both for damage. How many attacks are you making?
Yes. No, I thought I clicked. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry.
That's all right.
I forgot to click it over here.
So you just click the first 2 for your damage because you hit twice.
Yeah.
So for 6 and 6. Wow.
Oh, because you don't have 3, then you could have done 6.
All right.
And
So you chop at him.
2 good chunks, and then 10, 15, 20. And I will go here.
So you hit him. So he is now aware that you're there as you kind of do that. Okay. But he is focused and doesn't use his opportunity attack on you as you move away.
Okay.
But he is definitely now aware that there is somebody else within the room, as he can feel those two attacks fighting
Yeah,
him.
listen to the goblin. Yeah, you can attack him. Could have just snuck out.
You
of
can.
here.
Got mad at me 'cause I didn't listen to her before. Am I supposed to listen to the goblin or am I not supposed to listen to the goblin?
No, listen to me. Don't listen to the cleric over there.
All right, Filbert.
Yay. I will step over to here, give myself a clearer shot, and I will take a shot with my bow. $25 to hit,
Oh yeah.
and 16 force. And then I will. It's 5, 10. Uh, 20. I will stand next to Windzira. And I'll go one more, 25.
Okay.
And how's Jeffrey gonna fit in here?
I think Jeffrey should clog the doorway.
Well, our recording of the game is not really going to show this part of the battle, since you guys are all moved out of the room. But the basilisk, sensing that it's been attacked from behind, realizing that it not only has a foe in front of it, but a foe's behind it, looks over its shoulder and sees the large direwolf behind it.
Yes, Darwin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Judging that it is now the bigger threat between the chubby baker-looking man and the large, what it thinks is what has been causing it the pain, it will do a petrifying gaze at the direwolf, who has to make a Constitution saving throw. Ooh, and fails.
Bye, Jeffrey.
It starts to begin to turn to stone and is now restrained. And it does definitely moves up and notices that the door is open. But it can't get to the door because of the direwolf being in the way. And that's the end of its turn.
Filbert.
The barn.
The phantasmal Baker, however, rushes up behind him and pokes him in the eye again. That son of a bitch Baker. Oh, wait. First, he's got to make a... I'm sorry. He's got to do this first. 1-0. Nope, he totally fails it. Yeah, so takes 3 points of psychic damage as the rubber sword pokes him in the eye again.
Okay, wait. I've just
He
now
has to-
reimagined. What?
He has to use his action to try and break out of it.
Oh, okay, then never mind. He didn't. So,
Now imagining a little fat man
again, did I do that wrong?
of like that chihuahua from Labyrinth that rides the like thing, like, you know what I'm talking about? You don't remember like Stir or whatever? He was like a little like dog person in Labyrinth, and he was always like, "Come on!"
Yeah, so, yeah, ignore me rolling for that then, 1-0.
Sir Didymus.
But the
Yes!
the baker seemed a lesser threat than the direwolf, so it turned to deal with the direwolf. But that's the end of its turn. So he took 3 more points of damage, and it's not looking good. That poor basilisk is looking pretty rough. But the door is open, so you can still see it through the door. But Jeffrey, even though he is now restrained, in the beginning you can see some of his fur starting to actually turn to stone. He is blocking the door and not allowing the basilisk to come out into the hallway.
Jeffrey, bite him! That's my bonus action.
Okay.
Save yourself, Jeffrey. And then I will cast. I'll do a level 1 Dissonant Whispers as well.
Okay. Is it a wisdom save?
That is a wisdom save, yes.
Fail.
Nice.
So,
Damn it.
yeah, 14 full. And he runs away from the door.
Yeah. So, it shaking its head. You can actually, a gout of this dark blood actually comes out of its mouth as it shakes its head and goes to step back. And as it does so, Jeffrey, being Jeffrey, and a big ass dire wolf, goes to bite on it. And crits.
Get him, Jeffrey.
Stone. Nom 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 nom.
And grips it by the throat and just shakes. And you just see it rip out all the way to the point where you can see the spine in the hole that's been left, and rips out the throat of this basilisk. And that is the end of our friend, the basilisk, who now flops down to the ground in a twitching mass, blood gushing all out of it, as Jeffrey gets the kill on an attack of opportunity.
Maybe I'm switching the basilisk with the Tarrasque in my brain.
Tarrasques are like
What?
in 5e, Tarrasques aren't even really much of a thing. They like all you gotta do is range like item.
A basilisk looks like a kimono dragon with
Yeah.
an extra set of legs and spines going down its back with glowing eyes that turn you to stone.
Like,
So, is Jeffrey
our level
stone
they are?
now?
No, Jeffrey's got to make one more
Nothing. 5.
saving
Really?
throw.
They have no flyer.
So that was totally killed by a Tarrasque.
Yeah, well, Tarrasques in like 2 and 3 were like.
So
fucking
as you can kind of
wings.
see him kind of doing the wet dog kind of shake, and little pieces of stone start to flicker off of him as he kind of like shakes off the effect of the petrifying gaze and is able to break the enchantment. He kind of scratches off. You can see him stop, and he's actually kind of scratching off some of the stone pieces that were forming on his fur. His fur definitely looks a lot patchier now. Jeffrey's not looking so handsome. He looks definitely bedraggled, but he is no longer turning to stone and seems a little bit proud of himself as he goes over and sniffs at the body of the basilisk and kind of just takes a couple of swats at him, knocks him across the room.
I will step through and give Jeffrey some scrunches on behind his ear. I'm like, good dog.
Good boy.
Good boy.
Give me an animal handling check, just for giggles.
John has an automatic bonus to that. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
At first, he kind of looks at you and he snarls a little bit, but you just seem to get that run right spot. And he kind of just stretches out a little bit and gives you this look like saying, "You may proceed."
So you pretty much rolled what you always roll in real life.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys just took down a basilisk.
Wow.
Very, very cleverly as well, I might add. Well, nicely done.
Thank you, Winzira.
I bravely ran.
You're welcome.
away. Brave, 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 Cecilia.
That's what I would have done.
Gilbert, do you know of anything you can pull off these guys that might be valuable?
I don't know, maybe. Maybe their eyes are worth something.
Do they taste good?
You're welcome to try.
Take a
Come
bite.
on, Jeffrey.
What if, like, if you eat their flesh, you turn to stone, though?
That's not how this works.
How do you know? It looks at you and it turns to stone. Maybe it's some kind of gland inside of its body that actually does it. And then if you eat it, then it also makes you turn to stone.
That's not how this works.
Well, have at it.
So if it's got a nature check at 20, figure out what he can do with his basilisk parts.
No, that was him arguing.
Yeah, that was the
Nature-
what's the word I'm looking for?
Smackdown?
No, anatomy. There we go. Anatomy of a basilisk. The thing that turns you to stone is like not in their flesh. How's that for a convincing argument?
God damn it.
Anything in the basilisk anatomy that can be harvested?
I'm assuming you rolled a 20 on the nature. The meat is somewhat edible, but there's nothing. Once the basilisk dies, the abilities that it has to turn things petrified probably aren't usable. However, you never know what a magician is willing to pay for, a magic user or wizards. And basilisk guys do definitely fetch a good price on the market of arcane alchemy.
Okay.
So give me a survival to harvest them.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, you're able to kind of pull them out. Are you going to just put them in a pouch? Do you have something to?
I believe
Preserve
I
them in?
have some vials and glass jars left. Let me check. I do. I have 2 glass jars left
Cool.
that don't have anything in it. So I will put those in there. Did I get both eyes or one or?
Oh no, you got with an 18 or 19. You got them both. Yeah.
Okay. 2 Celeste eyes. Sweet. All right. Okay. Try and cut up a little bit of meat as well, just to supplement some of our hardtack and rations. And where are we going to next, gang?
I don't know. Let's check out this hallway.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna open up this door here.
I got 2 down by me.
Hang on, guys. I'm reorganizing everything here. Hang on. Give me just a sec. Yeah. Okay. We're good. I just moved everything around.
It's your world. Do what you want.
I cannot believe I did that. All right.
It's also the upside down. So I mean, who knows?
Sure. Sure. All right. So you harvest a couple of basilisk eyeballs, and they're now in jars, or a single jar.
And the dog goes.
I'm gonna pop this door open then.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of effort, but you're able to force it open. And you realize that this is probably the filled in shaft of the staircase that you keep seeing.
Okay.
But down here, the lower you go, it's even more caved in. It's now just almost just a big solid wall of rubble and debris. You are able to make out sort of what looks like partial stairs. But since you're upside down, remember you're having to reach up
Yeah.
to open these doors. So, as you do so, you get, some of the debris falls out on you as you reach up to kind of open this thing up.
All right. I'll check this one.
The lower one or the upper one?
The lower one. The one on the right. Taya's gonna do that one.
Simultaneously?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
All right. Roll initiative, each of you, to see who I do first.
Okay.
You already clicked.
It's not working.
Just
Or I can do it for you. Okay.
You go.
Kaz, as you open up the door, you kind of peer through kind of an area there, and you can see a. Ignore what you see on the map, and just go by what I'm telling you. You see a stone altar which is attached to the ceiling of this otherwise empty semicircular room. An 8-pointed star is carved on the most visible space, facing you, face of this altar.
and at that point I will just I'm not gonna go in or anything yet. But it's like, well, I don't see much yet in here. See if what's your room?
All right, there. Opening up the door and peering inside, you see a chamber that appears to have been a wizard's laboratory, as evidenced by the upside down storage cupboards and empty shelves fastened to the wall. However, some effort has been taken to arrange the contents of this upside down room to create it and turn it into a functional office. A table stands in the middle of the room, surrounded by small stacks of books. Lying on the table is a whirling amulet on a chain. 2 figures stand behind the table. One is an undead warrior in studded leather armor, its dead gray flesh drawn tightly over its bones, and its face locked in a terrible scowl. The other is an attractive young man in cold weather clothing. His face, beneath a frayed witch's hat, displays studious eyes and a warm smile. Welcome to the Lost Spire of Netherhill, he says. My name is Dazan.
Your name is what?
Dazan, hello. Be careful, there's a bit of a basilisk problem on this level of the tower.
Oh, well, hi.
Hi, hello. Come in, please.
Is on.
Is on?
Yes. Hello.
Well, we took care of the basilisk out there.
Oh, well, that's capital. Well done, you.
What are you doing here?
Well, you see, we were doing a bit of exploring, trying to find useful items. I must confess, I am a simulacrum of my creator. This tower is but a fragment of a netherese flying city that crashed, oh gosh, nearly 2,000 years ago now, I would say, and lies somewhere underneath the glacier. This is just but a tower that must have broken off. And we were doing a bit of exploring, you see.
So you're a lich?
Oh, gosh, no. I'm nothing so grand as a lich, no. I'm a simulacrum, a copy, if you will. My, master? Is that the right word? Crinktas? What do you think? Yeah, well, my bodyguard here is not much one for conversation.
Yes, he looks a bit dead.
Oh, I should say so, yes. A what? He is but a wit. But my master, my original, my progenitor, if you will, bade him to guard me. So here he stands, scowling to all the world.
I like him.
Hey guys, there's a guy here named Fizzan.
Is it an F or a TH?
Oh, well, a D, actually. DZ.
Ah,
Dazan.
Don.
DZAAN.
I'm sorry, I'm not. That's it.
Well, you
Sorry,
see,
I'm not quite fluent in Netherese. In fact, I don't. Until I've been here, I'm not sure if I've ever even heard of your city.
Ah, you must understand. I'm not Netherese. No, good heavens, no. That was millennia ago. You've never heard of the Netherese?
I don't think
Sounds
so.
made up.
I assure you it's not. It was a vast empire founded on magic. They had flying citadels, whole cities, if you believe the legends, that floated above the land. Amazing.
Get out of here.
It's true. I would
Pull
not
the
kid
other
you.
one.
The other one. Quite good, quite good. Quintas, be careful. You almost smiled at that, you did, you rascal. No, believe me, it is all true. It is all true. I do know the things that my progenitor knows, and he was here studying them. You see, there are vast treasures to be had in old Netherese. The ruins and findings. Great magic they had. Great magic. What? This upside down tower surely is a symbol of that. It used to be floating in the air. Now here it is in a glacier.
I'm gonna try to pull from my knowledge history and see if I know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Probably not.
It's on the book.
I would say that, you've heard the name. I mean, it's pretty, just as you would think of Atlantis. It is a common known, especially in the northern reaches of Faerun, about the great witch empire of the Netherese, ruled over by very powerful magic users.
Heard a little bit about the Netherlands, but not a whole lot. I know basics, I guess. Say, I never really thought they were a real thing until now, I guess. Took it as more of a folklore.
Wait,
So
and have you come from 10 Towns? Have you?
not him.
Well, my father's from up this way, but I've come.
You're not from town.
Said my father. Say I.
Oh, good heavens! I don't mean like by birth or anything like that. I mean recently. You've recently been to 10 Towns.
Yes.
That is where my progenitor, my creator, my original, if you will, had gone off to. But I must confess, it has been some time. And, well, I don't know what to think. Other than that, on the lowest levels of this inverted tower, this broken spire, this monument to magic, my creator found a chamber that can turn illusions into reality.
Wow.
Indeed, wow. The life
Yeah.
spark of a living creature is needed, though, to activate its power. And as a creation of snow and shadow myself, I have no life spark of my own, and my scowling friend here, Crintus, well, though he is a fine undead bodyguard, he is no great help in this endeavor. I assure you, the chamber cannot hurt anyone, and I so truly would like to actually be turned into a real person. I fear that I don't know how much longer I have to hold this shape, and to the magic may run out if my creator does not come back.
Do you know which town you went to?
I do not. He bade me to continue my search. I have found a couple of useful tomes I think he may find interesting, but
Found stuff too.
Because we did hear of a mage that if same mage that went to East Haven
The one that they kill.
that
the one that they what?
there was a mage that was, I believe he was burned at the stake.
At the stake?
I don't know if that's your master or whatever, but
Oh, good gracious. Good heavens. And, master may be a little bit, overstating the piece. Originator. Certainly, I guess, although he could dismiss me at any time, so perhaps master is not so far from the truth. Well,
yeah, there's word of an evil wizard that was burned at the stake.
Well, of course, I mean, anybody that does any kind of magic that doesn't have to do with the Frostmaiden these days, they consider evil. Not assuming that your master was evil.
I certainly have never seen him doing anything evil.
I mean, although raising the dead is a bit,
Necromancy is not usually done by those of noble
persuade.
Moral ambiguity aside, I don't know about that. There are certainly many different cultures and countries that use necromancy as a way of honoring the dead.
I think it's pronounced necromancy.
It's necromancy.
Well,
So how,
certainly,
So how does
if he no longer lives and is not coming back, then my only chance might be the rune chamber. What say you? Would you help me? It certainly would not cause any grief or harm to anyone. It nearly needs the spark of a living person to kind of jumpstart the engine, if you will.
how does one do that?
Yeah.
Well, we go to the chamber. I stand in a circle. Someone with a life spark is present, and I should become a real man.
What? To the person with the life spark?
I mean, that seems more like a transference.
Well, yeah, I have a tome. I have a tome that I have found. Here, please, look. And he pulls out a book from Shadow Substance. It speculates, this speculative work discusses how one might harness the weave to turn an illusionary object or creature into its real counterpart, with commentary and criticism from noteworthy Netherese illusionists. And he begins to show you certain passages that he's kind of found and highlighted. And see, and here's the theory how the weave can actually take hold and through the arcane and through Mistra's intervention, infuse it and make the illusion substantive. There's no transference. That's a totally different type of magic, of course.
But
This is conjuration, not
I-
what did you say, young master halfling? How did you pronounce it?
Necromancy.
Necromancy. No, see, no necromancy here whatsoever.
but I believe that's I don't know a whole lot about magic, but is a simulacrum illusionary? Would I be able to touch you? I mean, it looks like you're able to touch thing. I mean,
Should we leave the room?
but I would.
No, but
It doesn't. You seem to be able to touch and move objects. I don't believe illusions do that.
no, cause when Xerus Batman stabbed the basilisk to death.
I did do that. Without the Jeffrey, of course.
Yes, of course, Jeffrey.
All right, I want to get a read on this guy.
Go ahead and give a insight check.
$23.
23. Wow. As far as you can tell, I mean, he seems to be pretty straight up and on the level. I mean, you get a pretty strong sense that he's being pretty forthright, and you don't get any kind of real deceptive vibe from him at all.
All right, then
So-
I'll ask you this.
I would say this, John. I'm sorry, Kaz. Roll just an Arcana check to see what you know about simulacrum, if you've heard of them or whatnot.
19.
Damn, dude. Um, you know, after some thought, that it is a kind of an illusionary magic. However, it's partially real and partially illusion, and that it forms. It actually takes and forms ice and snow as part of its, and that gives its solid nature.
Okay.
But the illusionary kind of binds it and changes it so that it has the seeming
okay.
of real. So it
I
seems to
know.
make sense that if it were to, the enchantment would fail, it would revert back to snow and ice.
Be a real boy.
So, what do you guys think? It might
Well,
work.
I think. How about this, Zen? Do you, if let's say we were to assist you in becoming a living, breathing person, would you forgo your beastly companion?
I would certainly have no problem with that. However, right now, it's not going to listen to me as such, as I am not the one who commands it. Right now, he has been charged, if you will, with bodyguarding me. Yes, I know the irony of that, as though I have a real body. I don't, but he is quite, shall we say, focused on the letter of the law of the instructions that he has been given. Certainly,
Okay.
once I became a real version of Dazan, he may actually listen to me more. Absolutely. But he's a very terribly useful individual to have about, let me tell you. A witch is no slouch when it comes to bodyguard.
I'm not going to say that I haven't met a pleasant undead individual. But I do find it a bit repulsive. I don't know. What do you say? Let's give this guy a chance for life. Would you consider converting?
Oh, man.
No. Put her in the quiet room, quick.
Converging to what? I would consider anything at this point.
I will be happy to teach you everything you need to know about our Lord and Savior Lathander. He is
Her lord.
Morning Lord, the God of the sun and the light. He will
How does
help.
this transfer thing work?
You know, for people who've literally been blessed by a god, you sure do like to down talk his priestess.
I was not blessed by it.
I'm not talking to you.
I just thought you.
Well, let's start at square one here. Let's see if we can help this guy, and then he'll have the free will to decide his life himself.
Of course.
Yeah.
Go ahead then.
So
Okay.
Is it the room with that altar in it?
Oh, you saw the altar, did you? Yes, we just discovered that. And then we discovered a basilisk. So, we thought that perhaps retreating to this room and redoing a little research might not be such a bad idea. But no, I have not. There is a hole in the room with the altar. I don't know if you had a chance to get far enough in to see it.
Oh, I just kind of peeked my head in and took a look.
So if you proceed down one more level, that is where the room is.
Okay. Well, do we let him lead the way or?
Sure.
And you say you killed the basilisk, did you?
Yeah, it's dead. You can go look at it if you want.
That's outstanding.
Show him the eyeballs.
Oh yeah, Filbert's got the eyeballs. If you're interested in buying.
Well, I would, had I any currency, I would be happy to purchase a beautiful set of eyeballs, I'm sure. But alas, being made of illusion and ice and snow, I don't carry a wallet. But I can show you the way. Come, Quintus, come.
Yes. Let's go.
So he leads into the hallway, and leads you off into this room with the altar. That it's kind of, I guess, seemingly kind of attached, but growing right out of a solid piece out of the floor. And he looks up and goes, "Fascinating, isn't it? The way this stock room has just this one altar. It is a bit of a mystery. Do you recognize the symbology, any of you?" And he points up to the 8-pointed star.
Guessing that would be an Arcana check.
Actually, it's a religion check.
Oh my god, I rolled a nat 1. Hold on, I'm gonna
Oh, you're gonna lucky.
Yeah, no. Negative.
Not gonna accept that for your religion check.
Because the cleric just is like, "Oh hell no."
Down here so you can actually.
He says, as he goes, he goes, "You know what? Wait just a moment, Master Halfling." And as he runs back into the original thing, and that amulet that you saw spinning on the table. He snatches it up and he says, "I don't have currency as such, um, but I do have this that it was found." And you're doing me a favor. You've freed us from the basilisk. Would you consider this as recompense and a fair trade? And he holds up an amulet that's kind of got a, maybe it's silver, maybe it's steel. It's hard to tell. Banding around a wooden face, and on it you can see three kind of runes carved into the face of the amulet. And I should have a handout, I should think. Shouldn't I?
Is there any kind of enchantment or anything on that thing?
It
Just
does
for-
seem to do, yes, have some sort of enchantment. I was in the process of trying to figure it out, but you see, I've used up much of the magic that's inherent within me in this form. I'm trying to cast messages to my other self. Without much of an answer, I let him know you can respond to this message, but I never did hear back from him. You think he would know that, being that they were originally his spells to begin with? Where the hell is this?
All right, our other little friend over here can figure out what it is. If it's with magic.
I can do it. Give me 11 minutes. 6 seconds.
Certainly.
Actually, just the 11 minutes will do.
God damn it.
So how long have you been created? While we're waiting around for Winzira to.
Oh, it's very difficult to take time in here. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's incursedly dark. I've slept many times. I would guess months.
Must be lonely.
Well, I can tell you this. That one, and he points to the wit, is not much for conversation.
I'm sure you don't get much more than grunts or groans out of it.
That's on a good day.
So you're exactly like the person who made you? Or do you have your own personality?
Well, at the time I was created, I knew everything he did. I share his memories. So at that moment in time, one could say that yes, we were exactly alike. But over the months and several weeks now that I've been here alone, I've been thinking about my nature, if you will, and it occurs to me that at that point we diverged. So I am now different than he is. For one, I think when I first came into being, I was a bit more grumpy. But I figure I only have so much time on this plane of existence in this form, and really, what does grumpiness get me? Not much of anything. So I've decided not to be so grumpy.
Well, it sounds like maybe you've improved upon your original form.
Well, I'll tell you what, he had access to a lot more magic than I do. I wish I had, access to that. You say he's dead.
Well, I don't know for
We
sure.
don't know.
We just know that there was a supposed evil mage that was burnt at the stake in East.
But again, there's a lot of craziness going on
I
out there.
don't know that I feel so evil. I mean, that's
But what I'm saying is that people who are not evil are being called evil because if they do not worship Frostmaiden and sacrifice to her, they are using a lot of tactics to call people things that they may not be. Or he could have been, I don't know. Could not even be your master.
We didn't witness it, so we don't know what he looked like.
I understand. Yes, I do understand.
I don't want to hear about you playing over your dad's house.
All right. Sorry. I have a serious problem with roll 20. Giving names of things in the picture.
Yeah.
I was trying to take it out, but I realized I.
Don't you in your hair. Gross.
Well, you can see it, right?
Yeah.
Because I changed the name of it. Now I can't find it.
The amulet?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have it on mine. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So, win 0. You spend 10 minutes while they're having this existentialistic conversation about the nature of various consciousness and reality. And as you do, you come to know a couple things about this.
Yay!
And I don't think you ever explained to Thea about the religion check.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay.
In fact, we should probably do that first. So let me just tell you this, though. So that everybody can see, and she's looking at it. It is silver framed. Sorry, I said I didn't, wasn't quite sure. It is silver as you look at it and scratch off some of the. It's quite old. It's very, very old, as a matter of fact, but preserved because of its magical nature. But it took a little bit of rubbing of the dirt and grime off the metal for you to actually see that it is indeed silver, and it is on a silver chain.
Pretty.
So, looking up at this 8-pointed star with your 20, it hangs about 9 feet above the floor and merges seemingly with the ceiling. Obviously, those are reversed, right? All right. Sorry, I lost my spot. Keep doing that. I keep clicking on the wrong damn thing. Come on, where the hell is it? You got a 20?
Yes.
All right. So
I mean, religion is my highest score.
it is. And 20 is, you're very happy. So after you give it some thought and you realize that this is the symbol of Mistral,
Ah,
but Mistral is the first incarnation of Mistra, the god of
Yeah.
magic.
yeah.
But thinking back on it, and you're able to recall so much of earlier studies and whatnot, you know that holy shrines to Mistral are very rare places and often are full of mystery. So the simulacrum looks at you, notices you kind of studying up there. He goes, "Yes, fascinating, isn't it? They're said to bestow gifts.
What are said to bestow gifts? This tower?
Shrines of the goddess of magic."
Touch.
Probably.
What's that?
Yep.
Can I reach it?
Well, it's good 9 feet up.
Yeah.
If only you had a 7-foot tall lumbering.
No, I just told him. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it cut out.
Yeah, I lift her up, no problem.
You do pick her up, no problem.
I'm gonna boop it on its snoot.
All right. As you are lifted up and you touch it, the similar feeling that you get as you release a spell, Thea,
Yeah.
you feel that same kind of tingling and that same kind of rush of the power within you that touches on the weave, if you will. Even though yours is divine and whatnot, you still feel that similar kind of outrush. And the 8-pointed star begins to glow briefly. Suddenly, at the top of what would the top, or you see as the bottom now of the altar, you see a blue light kind of coalesce and begin to form, and it begins to shimmer and pulls itself suddenly together with almost an audible snap, and a stoppered flask filled with a luminous blue liquid appears out of that shimmering light and immediately falls.
Can I catch it?
I need you to roll a deck save. I need. Who else is in there? Thea, Kaz.
Almost a 17.
18.
2. You go grab at it, Thea, and completely miss. The simulacrum goes to and trips over his own feet and falls on his ass. But Kaz, actually, while he's holding you up, drops one hand down and kind of backhands around behind him and is able to pluck the thing out of the air before it hits the ground. And he now has a vial in his hand of kind of this blue, almost sparkling with its own light, slowly swirling liquid in this fine crystal vial.
Potion.
Yeah, look what we got. I slowly let her down. I'm like, what do you think this is? How about you, Mr. Magic Guy? Do you think anything in your knowledge that might tell me what this is?
Oh, who could say? Clearly, it's a gift from the mistress of magic herself. Certainly, if I had my spell book, or I guess not.
Just wondering
It's not
if
really
maybe
my
the-
spell book, is it? But gosh darn it, if I had
by
the
looking
original
at
spell
it,
book.
its color and stuff, if you might have any knowledge off the top of your head. You said that you had all the knowledge of your creator.
I do, but I don't have my spell book to cast the simple spell that your friend there is now undertaking.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Perhaps
I just
she
thought
could
maybe-
she could cast another one on it.
Yeah.
I only know the ones that were in my master's head when he created me, you see, and I've used up several of them trying to contact him.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, an identification of magical item spell was not one that he committed to memory on the day that he created me. I'm sure he used his spell book to ritually cast it. As this wee little goblin
Yeah.
girl is doing.
You touch it.
Would I be able to?
Well, you could certainly, or you could wait and have her cast a spell.
No. No, I'm just saying, touch the.
She's if can I like get on my tippy toes and reach up and see if I might be able to
9
touch it?
feet. Yes, absolutely.
You
Yeah.
touch.
I
I'll
think
just reach up and touch it.
you go to touch it, and you touch it once. You pat at it twice. You give it a mighty hard slap, and nothing happens.
When's that?
She's busy.
Oh, wait. Oh,
You
no.
stop. I'm almost done.
Yeah, don't interrupt her.
Well, I will thank the goddess Mistral for her gift and tell her I think she's pretty cool, even though she's not my goddess. But I'm sure she's really good friends with
She's
the land
awesome.
manager. And
They hang out on the weekend.
and to tell him hi. And that she's cool too.
Do they hang out on the weekend?
Yes. Only every other weekend.
Nice.
They have an arrangement.
Ooh, what kind of arrangement?
I don't know. When you live forever, I'm sure there's lots of arrangements. The schedules, the calendars, I'm sure it's very confusing.
Does he bring her his light?
Word.
All right. Sorry, I was just trying to figure out how much of this to tell you, Windsor.
Oh, I can't get out. Well, I'm not going anywhere. I was telling you. Food.
No reason.
By the way, Jeffrey's almost done eating. the basilisk.
Um, 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 um. Someone gave you a book. How did you already lose it?
You lost your phone?
Okay.
She
All right, Rebecca, check your chat.
Had his old. Can't find it.
Is it a iPhone or a Android?
It's an Android. It's in the house somewhere.
Yeah, so you just have to go on onto the website and go, and
no,
it'll
it's
ring
in
it.
the house.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It doesn't have cell service, but it,
It
might
should-
be able to. I mean,
As long as it's on the Wi-Fi, it shouldn't matter.
Ooh, this one's neat, maybe.
maybe. Well, what does it do?
Well, I gotta tune to it for an hour, and I gotta go look for something called a construct.
Oh, that's a good thing I didn't just randomly drink it.
No, she's talking about the amulet.
No, that's the amulet.
It wouldn't be the first time you randomly drank something to her.
True.
So,
Cheers to that.
on our next short rest, I'll attune to it and I'll tell you more.
Okay.
And then what else did you want me to look at?
It's blue liquid.
Okay, I'll stare at the blue liquid for 11 minutes.
I hope our friend doesn't die in 11 minutes.
Oh no, I should be quite fine for some time now, I should think. And
We should compare some books.
oh yes, of course. And he goes and rushes off while Windsor drops back down into a kind of her little Buddha-like pose, and she's concentrating on it. He runs over back to the other room and he brings out to you guys a bunch of books. He goes, I have found some very interesting tomes. I'd be happy to share with them, especially if myself is dead. And he actually pulls out 4 books. And at first, Windsor, this is what you're going to come up with here. But here's what you guys. He pulls out the Lost Scrolls of Sebetril. It's written in Elvish, but he does give you a quick overview of it and let you know any of you who do speak Elvish will find this fascinating. The aforementioned shadow and substance. This is what I believe shall happen when we reach the rune chamber. Here lies the king. It's a very interesting novel. It talks about a fabled illusionist who uses magic to impersonate a prince, supplant a king, rule a kingdom for 61 years, and then fake his own death. Brilliant.
Yeah, well, we've got these.
We've
found 4 interesting books too.
we have the magical wonders of Netheril.
Oh, do tell, do tell.
Well, it's a collection of interviews. Netherese archmages discuss their studies of ancient elven magic and the creation of the Mythalars.
Uh-oh. We lost Mazira. We lost
He's
Mazira.
thinking. He's thinking.
She's focused.
The
Mythalars?
mysteries of
Are you familiar with the Mythalars?
No. We have sketches in here.
Well, it is said that the Mythalas were the engines, if you will, that powered the flotation of these entire castles that we are in but a small part of right now. They somehow fused them with enough magical energy that they were able to rip castles out of the bedrock and have them fly through the air as floating fortresses.
Do it.
Well, obviously it didn't work forever.
Well, obviously, but having a floating castle would be pretty cool.
We also have the mysteries of the Ferenum.
Gesundheit.
It's pronounced necromancy.
Ah, yes. So you said.
It talks about these telepathic tunnel-shaped monsters of malevolent intellect that lurk in the Underdark.
As you
Seems like
as you call it necromancy again, Quintus kind of moves a little bit further away from you.
Did you say his name is Crixus?
Quintus.
Oh. Is that the undead guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's the wit.
I don't suggest reading this before bed. Then there's the Wizards in the Hollow, which seems pretty dull. And then Ajamar's Guide to the Fantastic, which I can't wait to read.
Well, very good finds indeed. I tell you, it would be my honor to bestow these tomes upon you, should you help me to take on my true form.
Alright.
Quintus, give a look down that hole to make sure that the next level is clear.
There she is.
Time for bed.
She's back. You're off concentrating on your spell casting, I can tell.
Yeah. My computer randomly turned off.
Awesome.
That's what happens when you cast Identify twice in a row like that.
Apparently so.
All right. Did you get the information about what's in the blue vial?
I did not.
Interesting.
Oh, wait, never mind. There it is. I had to scroll up a bit more.
Yeah, those are the 4 books that he shared while you were gone. He discussed about the books that he found after they kind of did the show and tell of the books that you guys had found. And he said that he would be happy to bestow them upon you in recompense for helping him become a real person. I'm a real boy.
A real boy.
Okay.
I should have done it the other way. Hang on.
All right. Well, thank you. I always like reading a good book every now and then.
Gonna become a real boy. As she's reading,
Sorry, I had to come back in the game.
no worries. Fuck. Did I leave my phone upstairs?
Okay, so this blue liquid, only one person can drink it, and you gotta drink it all. And using your intelligence, you can cast minor illusion at will.
Oh, wow. For how long?
Forever.
Forever?
Forever.
It permanently gives you the ability to cast minor illusion?
Yes, that's what I said.
She didn't stutter.
But you know, I'm not the smartest thingamabobber in the bunch.
She says that with this look of looking at you, Kaz, that's kind of halfway skeptical and halfway feeling sorry for you, because clearly she does get it better than you do.
So, it's either between Thea or Filbert who should get this.
Thea says Filbert.
Here you go, Filbert.
Thanks. And I'll just pop the cork and down it.
Filbert dies a horrible death.
Meh. It was bound to happen.
And the way you hang out with us, people wind up dead. Or turn into gnomes.
Turned into halfling.
Oh yeah, halfling, never mind. Well, he's already a halfling, so he's halfway there.
Hey, sorry guys,
All good.
a little bit of an
So I
emergency here.
suppose we should-
Can I have 3 minutes?
Sure.
3 minutes.
You got 4.
Might actually take off 4. I got to run out to my car. Hang on. Unfortunately, I didn't start recording that, so I missed that little conversation. But there you have it.
All right. So should we proceed then?
Most certainly.
Sure, unless you want me to look at something else.
No, let's go.
Come on, Jeffrey.
Good gracious. The direwolf. Fantastic. I love it.
His name's Jeffrey.
Of course it is. Brilliant. Large beast. So, yeah, Jeffrey is able to get through. He kind of has to squeeze. But we'll say that he's able to get through. It is a little bit crowded in here now. You're all kind of pressed in. You do see there is a hole in the floor that leads down to another lower level.
It was really great to land on Jeffrey the last time. You should make him go down first.
I'm surprised Jeffrey didn't bite you, honestly.
I gave him
mean, if you land on me, you'd probably kill me.
Yes. But you were a 16th of the size of Jeff.
Well, I mean, so you say we're gonna go down the hole then, right?
Yes.
Talking mage guy, but
Yes,
case,
yes, down the hole into the the lowest level, or if you will, the highest level of the spider.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
big
no,
jump.
I did certainly. It's when it fell, it crashed into. Quite witty, yes, Master Halfling. Yes, you are a witty soul.
I will peek down in and make sure I don't see anything else moving down there or anything. With my dark
Go ahead
vision.
and roll a perception, if you would, please.
16.
No, you do not see. It all seems quiet.
Right. In that case, I will hang down and drop.
All right. Well, you're gonna give me 2 seconds while I'm fixing something, so it
Okey-doke.
looks okay. Just leave it at that. Yeah, just leave it at that. All right, because I fucked up earlier, and I'm
No,
fixed. And I'm
You did exactly what you intended to do.
not quite, but thank you. Yada, yada, boop. You're gonna totally see where I did this, but I don't care. All right, one more, and I'm done. Another reason why in person's better. I could have totally faked this so much better.
Yeah. I meant to do that.
Crap. Did I really just grab the wrong?
Oh, that sound is lovely.
No, that's okay. You guys are gonna laugh. You're gonna totally be able to tell where I futz with it, but all right. So the dryer wolf wiggles its way through and pops down to a lower level. Now, Quintus, go ahead. Make sure the way is safe and leave that poor dire wolf alone. He's not bothering anyone. And Quintus kind of jumps down into the hole as well.
Halfling next.
I should be down there too. I said I was hanging down and dropping.
I apologize. I didn't hear that part. Okay. Tally ho! And our simulacrum of wizard jumps down, bounces off the back of the dire wolf, and slides to the ground. Jolly, that was fun.
I'm going down.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Down, down, again. Give it something around.
All right, there.
Little-
Drops down. All right, Winzira, you find yourself
Whee!
alone up in that upper story. I don't know how that makes you feel, either nervous or mischievous.
I closed the hole. No.
Fuck
I
off,
go in.
bastards.
Well, how about this? She's still up there.
Mm-hmm.
Can I minor illusion and make it look like the hole closes up?
Did you take the potion?
I did, yes.
Yeah, suddenly you realize that you have this knowledge about how to do it, and you start speaking in words that you don't quite understand, and your hands start making these intricate gestures that you've never made before. And suddenly, as you do so, it begins to coalesce and snaps into place. And now the ceiling, to your eyes and those in the room below, appears to be solid. Winzira, looking down at the hole in the floor, roll. So what's your
It was
intelligence?
my intelligence, right?
Well, it's your intelligence plus your level. Your intelligence modifier plus your level plus your proficiency level.
No, it's 8.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's
plus
8
proficiency.
plus 8 plus
So,
proficiency.
11, 12 would be the DC.
Doesn't your intelligence go in though? I'm pretty sure it's your intelligence.
Yeah.
12 plus.
So 8.
8 plus
12.
proficiency plus intelligence.
Yes.
That's 12.
12.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So
I have
when
a plus
Zira,
1.
roll a intelligence saving throw.
Me?
Yes.
So when Zira,
I think you're still up there.
I said I wanted to drop down, but then all of a sudden people were saying there was a hole being closed. I don't know if I'm down or not.
no, you did. You went
Okay.
down first. So when Zira was last one up. So when Zira, as you can see on your map, suddenly there's no hole in the floor.
Rest in peace, guys. And I start walking out the door.
All right. So you are able to scamper up over the ledge, pulling yourself up over to get over the top of those ledges because they don't go all the way to the floor, those doors. And luckily that they've been left open and no one's closed them. So you're able to kind of get into the room that you had dropped down into. And as you look up, there's a hole in the ceiling above you, a good 12 feet up.
Cool. I'm gonna pull an animal out of my tricks.
A dire wolf, right?
Jeffrey has a companion.
All right. You now have a direwolf in the room with you, with the dead basilisk. So as suddenly this direwolf appears and somewhat trying to take in its surroundings, it sees this body of a dead basilisk and it kind of goes over, sniffing at it, knocking it about a bit, seeing that it's been chewed upon a bit. And it sits back on its haunches and kind of looks at you with its tongue lagging out the side of its mouth.
I'm gonna name you Casper.
Okay.
Okay.
It
Hey,
turns,
Casper.
kind of tips its head sideways a little bit.
Okay, Casper, I'm gonna need you to stand up straight under this hole so I can get out of here.
I'm gonna yell, Winzira, you coming?
What happened? Did something happened and the hole closed? Maybe she was too small. What if she got trapped in the rock?
Oh, they're still alive. All right, hold that thought, Casper.
Winzira! Are you stuck?
I'm pretty sure you're stuck.
So as you're doing all this, Casper is trying to jump up and reach, but as the ceiling is 12 feet up and he's only about 9 feet long, he's not actually able to grasp to the ceiling. He comes up a little bit short.
He's gonna have to jump.
Which he might be able to do, but he would have to leave the floor behind.
So,
Winzira, hurry up.
I'm sorry you guys are trapped in there. I honestly thought you were dead.
We're not.
No, everything's fine. Just slide down the hole.
I feel happy!
I mean, I'm guessing we noticed him cast it.
I'm not dead. I think I'll go for a walk.
You definitely heard him speaking words that he's not spoken before.
and then the hole closed up. I'm pretty
But
sure
that was up above us, though. Did you see the hole close up?
Now we see that the whole.
Yeah,
I was just speaking
now that you
halfling
look
for
up,
all you know.
now that you look up, you see. You didn't see him actually do it.
Hold on.
I'm pretty sure you guys are trapped there forever. I'll go back and get help. Promise I won't forget you guys.
I can see through it anyway. So I can tell that it's an illusion.
Winzira, you can just jump through
It's an illusion.
No. You guys are trapped. I'm sorry. Look, keep Jeffrey safe, all right?
No, just come down.
It's an illusion.
I don't believe you at all.
Jeffrey died.
Can I take like a
I'm gonna find a rock or something.
right?
And throw it through the hole.
How long does minor illusion last?
A minute.
I'm gonna grab a rock and throw it through the hole.
Yeah,
The-
and
where
as
I-
that does, the rock comes up out of the hole. And that's about a minute, I would think, and the illusion kind of falls away.
Come in.
Yeah, it's a great idea to give it to the rogue.
Well, I thought he would use it responsibly.
Because past behavior clearly indicated that.
Clearly.
I'll try my best to use it in necessary
Not
circumstances.
even like I would think it was like an automatic, like sneak attack type dealio for you. You could just make something over there, like oh hi, boom, snap, blink, blink, blink. You know.
No, it'll help me with scouting. I can make
Where'd
noises
my hole go?
in different directions to
It's not like a
divert attention from me.
my little.
Yeah.
It's nothing that. It's very.
I think Filbert is smart enough to use it properly.
Oh, and now
He's
the
just
hole is
having
back.
fun. Huh?
Oh. Jeffrey, I'm bringing a friend. Come on, Casper. Down the hole. We're not going back up yet.
All right, you now have 2 freaking dire wolves stuffed into this room with you. Looking about, the chamber appears to have been a wizard's laboratory, as evident by the upside-down storage cupboards and empty shelves fastened to the walls. The shattered glass and alchemical equipment strewn across the floor, and the arcane symbols painted on what is now the ceiling. In the middle of this space, 5-foot wide passage punched through the ceiling and floor lead to other levels. Near them, a partially collapsed walls exposes a room that lies beyond. As you look about, Danzig steps forward and looks in. He goes, "That is the rune chamber just beyond there. However, I found that amulet within the room just above, beyond that door. There seemed to have been some kind of corpse in there. Honestly, I grabbed the amulet and left. It just creeped me out just a bit, and I was so excited about the rune room, I wanted to get back to my studies."
Well, I suppose that Zan would be more assistance in helping us if we had to deal with anything in that other room. Once he was a real live boy.
Clearly, miss, you are the brains of this operation. Absolutely. Let us begin. And he steps into the chamber.
Who wants to give their life spark? I'll do it.
Great.
All right.
Good luck to you. And I'll give her bardic inspiration, just in case. You got 10 minutes to use it.
Okay.
All
Don't
right.
die.
Puppy, be quiet. All right. The walls of the chamber that you step into are inscribed with interconnected runes. However, they are marred with cracks. What is now the ceiling bears similar inscriptions that swirl inward, converging around a golden crystal disc 5 feet in diameter. You see Zan kind of step into the room, and he calls for, "Krinkus, please, your assistance is needed." And the wit kind of shambles in. As he steps towards the middle of the room, Thea, and underneath this thing on the ceiling, and he begins to climb up onto the wit's shoulders, if you will. And he gets up far enough up that he's able to put his hands up onto the ceiling, standing on the wit's shoulders. An illusionary figure appears upside down in the very corner of the room, over in this corner. He's standing on the ceiling, and it appears to be the same long-faced human wizard depicted in the statues just inside the entrance to the spire that you saw not long ago. It begins speaking in a strange, possibly forgotten language.
Right, and Mick, just so that you know, I'm like holding my axe at the ready in case at the first sign of any danger.
You're like in the door, not inside the room though, right?
Well, I was gonna basically stand in the doorway.
Right there.
Yeah, so that like if I notice if anything seems awry, like something is happening that may be harmful towards Thea, I'm just gonna start swinging.
Okay.
Hey, Mickey,
Mm-hmm.
can you put me back in the room?
Yeah, where are you?
I don't know. My mouse started freaking out, and I can't actually like it works fine, but if I try to move my character, it just like totally wigs out. It's weird.
Oh my god, yeah, it's doing it to me too. With your character.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I'm like back outside again.
Bye,
Yeah.
Filbert.
I thought maybe he was just under a wolf.
Here, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna delete you, and then I'm gonna re-put another token in.
Filbert's dead.
Oh no. Casper, Jeffrey, who ate him?
Oh, it should have been Casper and Jasper.
If I pull a third one, it'll be Jasper.
That's what I get for trying to move 5 feet to the left.
How's that? That worked better? I mean, I got some
No.
strange. I got a strange little thing going on with Roll20 right now, and that all had to do with you or Guy. Hang on.
I mean,
I'm
it's
refre-
literally like the token because
I'm-
my mouse works totally fine everywhere else.
No, it's Roll20 thing. I'm reloading the page, and we'll see if that helps.
Fuck it.
I mean, it shows you in there. You see it?
Yeah. Yep. Try to move again.
Stop
No.
me.
Nope.
Oh, that's because I was doing that. I was controlling you. We were both trying to do the same thing. Is that better? Or is it still jumping around on you? Can you move it?
It is still jumping around. It's
Right.
almost like it's inverted.
Yeah. Well, don't
Like
touch
if
it.
I move to the right, it moves me to the left.
Yeah.
And if
Well,
I move down, it moves me up.
leave it
But
alone.
that doesn't make sense.
Leave it alone for now.
Okay.
um, so this creature or this illusion, you know, basically it's Leia projection from R2D2, right? Upside down though, and it starts speaking.
What did he say?
Well, I be damned if I know. I do not speak the ancient language of the Netherese. But he seemed friendly, did he not?
I don't know. Seemed more like, thanks for coming. Now we're gonna eat your soul.
What if he was just saying good morning?
Maybe he was asking if we wanted turn down service and extra towels.
Well, and as he starts to study the different things, and he's standing on the shoulders, and he's touching the ceiling. Why don't you give me an Arcana check?
Okie doke. And does the language sound anything like Dwarven, Gnome, Celestial?
It does not.
Okay.
It does sound somewhat like some kind of maybe a human, ancient human language.
I am going to ask Lysander to help me with my
You hear
Study.
a kind. You swear you could hear a voice of Lathander saying, "God knows you need it."
But what?
The Never mind. You have my blessing, my daughter.
Listen, everybody else can be mad at me, but you can't make my god mad at me. Yeah. Well, I guess why not? Blow the load.
Lasted.
All right, so taking a minute or so to look about, you don't know a lot about magical theory, but you cast spells. You know some of the hand gestures that you have to make, and you know how those have been written in the sacred texts that you studied to learn to cast these spells. And looking about the way that these runes are carved into the walls, you definitely get a sense about what it is that they're trying to accomplish. You see that this chamber, it's not going to really be able to do much, but it will transform illusionary creatures and objects into real ones.
All right. Well, I'm here. So, what is a life spark?
So as you start to look at these things, and he stands under and drops down, he goes, "Wit, perhaps your undead nature is preventing this from triggering. Please remove yourself from the chamber." And as the wit steps out, and he now just stands underneath this sphere carved in this golden kind of sphere circle carved in. Suddenly something begins to happen. It begins to glow with energy, and a tube leans of light extends down to what is now the floor, but in times past might have been the ceiling, encasing Dazan within. Could you roll for me, Thea, a percentage die?
Sure. I thought he said a percentage.
Oh, percentage die? You said?
Yes.
Okay. So I thought you said perception.
Percentage. 98. No.
All right. So, as the golden tube descends down and embraces him, you can hear descends back, goes rigid, and his eyes widen. And he yells out a great yell, and suddenly multitudes of swirling little fireflies of light start swirling all around his body in a kind of a maelstrom, floating inside this tube of golden light. These tiny little bright lights flying everywhere all about him, and as his arms shoot out, they all slam into him. And briefly, his entire body is aglow. And suddenly, all of it links out, and he collapses down to the ground.
I rush over to him to see if he's all right.
As he lays there, he looks at his hands, and you can see him kind of tick, and he bites onto one of his fingers, and red blood begins to flow onto his hands, and he begins to giggle. It worked! It worked! Look!
Well, now that you have flesh and blood, you should know that you shouldn't go biting it. Do you need a bandage? Here, let me bandage that for you.
Well, thank you. Yes, yeah. But yes, most practical, of course. Of course. Yes, thank you.
Me.
So you're alive now. How does it feel?
It feels actually rather painful. I feel aches and pains from that endeavor that I have not felt before. I remembered feeling
Now-
pain, but actually now it seems like the first time I felt it.
Now you know why people are grumpy.
Kaz, as they're doing all of that, you can see the ruins and the crystals, kind of the light that has kind of gone from them. The cracks that were in them start to more and more, as if the expenditure of this arcane energy seems to have taken a toll, and the cracks begin, and suddenly the glowing gold of the circle on the ceiling starts to flicker and then winks out.
Oh, does it look like it just is continuing to crack, like it's going to crumble and fall or something, or is it just?
It looks as if like whatever it is, there were the cracks that were already there, maybe perhaps from the fall of the spire, that as this magic went through, kind of put a strain on it and cracked it additionally, which seems to have shorted it out.
Okay. Well, it looks like it's the last time that's going to be able to do that.
Oh, well, although it is hard for me to feel bad about being made substance, it is a shame that we can't take greater advantage. Who knows what illusionary things we could have brought to life.
Oh, like this.
Although, and as he looks over at out of the hole into the other room, he's eyeing up Filbert. Perhaps it is for the best.
You don't even know the things that Winzir has been up to.
I can do this, and I will make a miniature doll version of him in my hand.
Yes. Perhaps
Here
it
you
is.
go.
Perhaps it is for the best.
This
Well?
is for you.
Well, I am in your debt, all of you.
Well, what will you do now?
Pay his debt.
Will you join us in the cause of seeking out destroying the Frostmaiden?
That is your quest, is it? That is your purpose.
Yes.
Ambitious, to say the least.
We need to bring back the light to this land.
I got places to be, people to see.
Well, how do you propose about going about this?
Well,
Monumental
we've
task.
been just trying to follow. Yeah, well, we were on a path, and then we got randomly teleported to the middle of fine, and then we ended up here, which is gratuitous, I suppose, for you. But we were planning on heading to East Haven after that, and I suppose then, if you come with us, then you would know for certain if the wizard that we have heard of that was killed was your master or not.
Although if it was, then people of East Haven seeing him living and breathing might not be a thing.
Yeah, he could hang out outside.
I have a disguise kit. We can.
Yeah, we
Disguise
can look
them.
at somebody else.
Like,
Or maybe it would just instill further fear.
or fiction. Table mages that need destroyed.
Well, your large friend makes an excellent point. If they did kill my progenitor, And you said it sounded like they did away with him in a rather gruesome manner. I may not want to head to that location. However, I think that your cause is noble. I can tell you, I will aid you. I owe you that much. I will tell you this, though. Without my original spellbook or my progenitor's spellbook, I am woefully underpowered. It will take me some time to create a new one and populate it with spells. I certainly will be able to recall the ones that I knew when I was created after some meditation and rest. But it will take me some time to become fully powerful again. But I would do so in order to lend my strength to your cause.
Nick, as an aside, out of game. We had all of Henrik's stuff. Do we have Henrik's spellbook?
Yes, when Zero has.
Yeah.
It's mine. That's what I use every time I do a ritual. Make me look official. I can let you copy from it, but the book is mine.
Of course, of course. No, a wizard's book is sacred, and I am not so deplorable as to ever take those who have done me a service. I may not be the most noble of souls, but there are rules that should be followed always.
It's from our friend who unfortunately met his end. You're nicer than he was, though.
Jerk you.
Well, perhaps. Perhaps. So, you have any plan whatsoever?
No.
Trying to find clues as to where to go next.
We were hoping that this tower would reveal some secrets that we could use to fight the Frostmaiden. And maybe you're it.
Perhaps.
Well, I'm gonna look around in that room where he said he found the amulet
Dead. Yeah, the dead.
and the dead. I'm gonna go check this room out. And she said she found that dead person.
Yes, I will admit that we did not search it quite well. All right. So as you enter in, you see that there's a bed in the room. And it's upside down on the floor. There are rotting blankets peeking out from underneath this disintegrating mattress. You see mounted on the north wall is a tall, cracked mirror in a stone frame that merges seamlessly with the surrounding wall. Lying underneath two dirt-clogged windows is the partially crumbled, rime-covered human skeleton in tattered shreds of a nightgown. Dazan comes up and says, "Yes, well, that is the unfortunate soul who I did remove the amulet, which I have paid you with for your services."
I'm gonna take a look around, see if I can find anything. Is there any chest attached to the ceiling or?
I would like to help him search as well.
Okay. And you're searching what specifically?
Well, I'll flip the bed. I'll look around, see if there's any chests on the ceiling. Kind of general searching the room for anything interesting.
Okay. And are you helping him or are you also searching, Filbert?
I'll just search on my own.
Okay. And what are you going to search?
Well, he said he's lifting up the bed.
Yep.
Is that correct? When he does that, I'll check the floor and the wall behind where the bed was and see if there's any.
There's the cracked mirror in the
Like
stone
compart-
frame. There's the human skeleton and the tattered shreds of a nightgown.
Yeah, I'll check the mirror and the skeleton, see if there's anything like behind the mirror or.
Sure.
if
Go
there's
ahead and
anything on the skeleton.
both of you guys give me investigations now that I know what you're looking for. Not intimidation.
Oh, that was intimidation. Jeez. The wrong one.
So 4 plus your whatever you would get for.
5.
There you go.
Bed.
Kaz, you see a bed. You flip it over and look underneath. There's a lot of rotted stuff. You get a bunch of dust and nastiness up in your nose and sneeze profusely. Looking at the mirror, you looks like you could, if you needed to, kind of leverage it out, maybe with your dagger. You could pop that mirror out of the wall, if you ever so chose. And as you go to look at the body of the skeleton, excuse me, a glowing orb starts to lift out of where the body is. And
Oh, jeez.
and you all need to roll for everyone roll for initiative.
You didn't click your person.
Sure, you did.
Yeah, it has all the same.
I rolled higher than you.
Yeah, well, it's at 20. It's going before anybody but maybe
It doubled us.
Silver might. No. Nope.
No.
Nope.
You do
Let's go
stop
before
and read
everybody.
second.
He's just like, ooh, it's shiny. Blue.
All right. So, Filbert, as you are kind of looking through the remains there, this glowing orb kind of floats up, and it pulses and shakes, and it shoots out a bolt of electricity at you, but misses you. And you don't feel it, but you can actually, your hair, which is normally very curly, actually becomes even more curly with the static. And kind of, you can feel it lifting up as this bolt of shocking energy just misses you. And it's going to move over in this direction a little bit. And Dasm sees this is happening and looks in. He's like, appears that the spirits have not completely abandoned this place. And he bangs off. Yeah. Knowing what he knows, he bangs off. Oh, I rolled the wrong thing. Sorry. He fires off a magic missile.
Into the darkness.
Into the darkness. So he does 3d4. So he does 9 points damage. On your behalf. And then kind of backs up out of the way. Yelling out, Crintus! Fulfill your purpose! At which point, though you don't like it, Thea, an undead comes to defend you. Drawing a longsword, it steps out and moves 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh. Misses with its first attack. And then using two hands, gripping its longsword, it swings a little bit harder and this time strikes and hits the dancing light. Ooh, for a whopping 3 points of damage.
Yes.
Although it doesn't quite even seem to do the full 3 points of damage. All right. Thea, you hear a ruckus from the other room.
Okay. Eh, eh. Wait. But fine. That's what I did.
Cast Scorching Ray.
Yeah.
21 hits.
Okay. All three rays.
No. No.
But I think I think I have to roll to hit.
Yeah,
Don't I?
you have to roll for each three. Each of them, yeah.
You
Alright.
do.
So the 8 and the 7 hit. The last one does not. So you do 15 points of damage. Yeah, so as you call out magical energy and clap your hands together, two of them seem to strike. And the third one goes just over the top. But you can see the light, this ball of light and energy shrinks both times. It's now quite smaller than when you first entered into the room.
That's why I missed.
That must have been it.
Yeah. Got smaller. It's like right where I was aiming and
All right, Kaz, you have just flipped over the bed, and we're messing around with the bed. And Filbert was over doing something, and you turn around to see this crazy little wisp of ball of light almost try to shock the crap out of your friend. You've seen a wizard come in and shoot things at it. You've seen a wit try to hit it. You've seen your friend throw fireballs at it, and it's still there.
As long as it's throwing away. 22.
Do me a favor. That hits.
Yep.
But first, roll me a percentage die. Okay. Yeah, your 22 hits.
And 10 damage.
Resistance. Actually, you don't even need the second swing. You don't need the second swing. How do you want to? No, even though you can feel like it doesn't quite bite in as much as you think, you some resistance as you go through, and as you follow through, the light pops out and dissipates. It's only a will o' the wisp, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but they're
there are other wisps. You didn't know.
True.
bad in groups or with other creatures. They could be quite troublesome.
Hey, I hate to do this, but it's 10:53.
Yeah, no, this is a good spot. I will say though that Filbert,
Yes.
roll a percentage die as well.
Roll a percentile die. Working on it. Sorry, the initiative
right.
track was in the way. 14.
Your foot in the midst of that banged into something. And when you look down, there was nothing quite there compared to what you felt that you banged into when you were attacking.
All right. I'll move my foot around a little bit. Like
Give
back and forth along the floor.
yeah, go ahead and give a perception.
Perception, you said?
Yep.
Uh, 13.
Actually, do it at advantage because your foot touched something.
Okay.
I forgot to tell you that. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Just roll one more. All right, so the 19.
19.
Yeah, so kicking it around, you encounter now a couple things and banging around, boom, 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 boom. There's something there, even though it's invisible to the eye. And
Ooh.
we can leave that as our ending point.
That sounds like
Sounds good.
a fun place to finish, yes.
Filbert,
I don't even know where Windsor is on the map.
foot,
I'm
mouth,
on Casper.
treasure.
You're on top of it? Oh, yeah,
On my
there you are.
screen, I was.
You're underneath. I got to fix that. You should always be
On my
on.
screen, I was on top.
There you go. Now you are too. On mine.
Ow!
Okay, cool. Fun. All right.
Yeah.
You guys brought a
Thank you,
simulacrum to
everyone.
life. That's 98 she rolls. A fucking 98.
Why are you laughing about that? What did
What-
it need to be?
Yeah, what did it need to be? Was it like 95 plus, 90 plus?
90 plus. 91 plus, actually.
Oh, wow. 91
Wow.
Otherwise, what, it just kill him or something? Or
There was,
even worse?
well, it all depended on what you rolled. But yeah, it could have been a lot of things. Could have been a lot of things,
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, anytime you roll a 98 on a percentage die, that's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, so now you've got a wizard that you have befriended. Although, you know.
And is kind of indebted to us with his life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I don't see last time, even though I know we fought something. And then